Hello, welcome to Chris's Beer Reviews. How are you? Hope you're doing really well. So today's video is a perfect draft video and we're reviewing the Tripel Karmeliet keg that's in the machine, obviously. A bit different to how I'd normally do a perfect draft beer review. This one, as it says in the title, I'm going to be reviewing this right at the end of the keg. I'm not even sure how much is left in there, so I'm not sure how much we're going to get out, but we'll give it a go. And there's a reason why I've left it right to the end. Is my friend Dean from Dean's Beer Reviews and Barry from All the Beer No Idea, been chatting to them recently, and a couple of weeks ago they said they were going to do a live of the Tripel Karmeliet, and I didn't have a keg of it, but it did switch me onto it, so I did buy a keg of it. And I thought, I can't just go and review it when I know they're going to do a live. You know, it just felt like I was stepping on their toes almost. They had the keg, they were going to review it, and then I go and buy a keg and review it. Just didn't feel right to me. So they've done their live now, so I'm going to crack on and do my review. But the reason it's at the end of the keg is because I was waiting for them for so long to do it, and I've enjoyed it so much. I'm right at the bottom of the keg, so I've got to review it. But I can talk to you about the beer through the stages of going down the keg, so it might be a bit longer than normal, this video. But anyway, I'm waffling on. Let's see how much we get out of here, because it is right at the end. I don't know if you can see the bar right at the bottom, but it is right at the bottom. So let's give it a pour. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the Tripel Karmeliet, it's 8% ABV. I'm going to stand it upright a bit to try and get a bit of a head. The head, since I've got nearer the bottom, isn't as good as it was at the beginning of the keg. Yeah, there's obviously a reasonable amount left in there. There probably isn't much more than another pint in there though. We're going to be way less than a pint in there. But this is a pint glass, and I think it is up to the pint mark. So yeah, 3 degrees on the perfect draft. It's not ideal. Not ideal at all, 3 degrees, but there it is in the glass. Lovely head. That head's bigger than I was expecting. Quite big bubbles, quite foamy, lovely colour, very slight little haze to it, bit foggy inside, nice carbonation. It is a carbonated and nucleated glass. Let's see how this sniffs then. And the aromas have definitely changed on this as it's got towards the bottom of the keg. It has changed. And it might just be my imagination because I've got used to smelling it. But it does feel like it's changed. It's typical Belgian. It's very Belgium-esque. It's a Belgian triple, isn't it? Now it's got the spiciness, the cloves, the candied type banana aroma to it. It's a very typical Belgium smelling. So yeah, it smells good. Now when this is warmer, it does smell different. And I know that because I have drunk it warmer. When I first got it, I poured it when the keg was at 7 degrees and it tasted different. This might sound a little bit odd, but in the evening, if I have a hot bath, because I love a hot bath, I pour a pint of this and I drop it in the bath with me and it floats. The bath water comes up to about there and it just floats in the bath, warming up. Stupid thing to do, but it works. It warms it up and it's a different beer. Anyway, let's crack on with seeing how this one tastes. Cheers. Yeah, it is good. It is good. The 3 degrees, even at 3 degrees, it's good. At 6, 7, and even 8 degrees, it's a fantastic beer. But at 3 degrees, it doesn't lend itself. This type of beer doesn't lend itself to 3 degrees whatsoever. Some of the Leffes you can get on the perfect draft, they're okay at 3 degrees. You can they are all right. This one suffers, I think, a lot for being at 3 degrees. Still a good beer, and the reason I've got through it is how well it drinks. It's so smooth. It's ridiculously smooth. And the 8% ABV, there's none of it. There's none of it whatsoever. But flavour-wise, it's just a good quality Belgian. The taste matches the aroma. You get the candied fruit, the cloves, the spiciness, banana, but it's just delivered in a really nice way. The biggest thing about this is its mouthfeel and how smooth it is. There is a bit of carbonation. It is in a nucleated glass. The carbonation has definitely dropped off as that keg's come down, definitely dropped off quite a lot. But it still is such a super smooth, easy drinking beer. I do like it, and I'll definitely have it again. Now let me just talk to you about it through the stages. When I first got it, I was getting really big heads, which I don't mind on a Belgian. Those heads were reducing in size as it's come down. The carbonation has come down as the keg's gone down, which is why I thought I'd review it at the bottom of the keg rather than fresh at the top. How many days have gone off that 30-day timer? 10 days, so it's been in there 10 days, but it's still a good beer. But it just doesn't work. Not work, because it does work. It's a good beer. The 3 degrees is just too cold for it. It's far too cold. Like I say, some of the Leffes can handle that 3 degrees better. So you are better off warming this up. If you haven't had it and you want it, and you haven't got the new PD that's got temp control, pour it and leave it for a little while, or just let it float in the bath like I do. Once it's warmed up, it does change the flavour. It does change the flavour quite a bit. Things just feel a lot more amplified when it's at a nice temperature, like 6, 7 or 8 degrees. The flavours are definitely more amplified. The mouthfeel increases as well. You get an even better mouthfeel than what you get now. And in addition to all those lovely flavours, I found when it's warmed up, there is a bit of like a caramel tone to it. A nice, gentle, little subtle caramel tone to it as well, which is really nice, which just helps amplify everything else that's in there. So yeah, it is a cracking beer. I'm glad I've reviewed it at the end of the keg, because I've been able to tell you about the cycle of it going down through the keg, and been able to talk to you about the temperature, because like I say, when it first went in, I poured it when that was showing at 7 degrees, I think. But then, like I say, there's other little techniques to warming up your beer as well. But yeah, cracking beer. I'd definitely buy it again. I'd highly recommend it if you've got a perfect draft. If you're big onto your lagers, I think this is all right. If you're big on lagers, never really had a Belgian, I know 8% could be scary to some, but I'd recommend that. If you want to give a Belgian a try, the Leffes are always a good starting point, but I'd recommend that as a first. Absolutely, I would. I'm all done. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Cheers. Bye now.